I'm Layla. Today we're Raid Shadow Legends. We're going to be checking out a lore story for Kerin the Harvester. He is a legendary support lizard man, and I like his design. Already, I love the little beard thing he's got going on. What kind of lizard does he remind you of? Already I'm thinking like a bearded dragon or something. So I like what they did with him there. His staff is super cool. Are those bees? Is it bees and honey? That's kind of neat. I'm really curious now, what his story is going to be about then, the harvester. So I wonder if, is he harvesting honey or pollen or bees or something? And then, then check out, this shield that he's got. It looks like a lizard king because it has a crown. And I'm curious what's being held there. But already, I like his design. That is a pretty sweet staff. But let's check out his lore story. I haven't read it yet. The City of Dreams was once the greatest civilizational achievements in Teleria's history. In a few decades, the legendary lizardman leader Rosin Scarhide turned a village into a sprawling, advanced metropolis after taking in Skinwalker, Ogren Orc, and Lizardman refugees fleeing the Red Crusade in Anhalt. Scarhide's dream could not have been achieved without the skills and effort of one Kerin the Harvester. He fled the Red Crusade early, having been a slave on a large Karok farm, where he learned much about agriculture, how to grow dozens of different crops, the effects of climate, and the value of different species of insect for pollinating and protecting produce from pests. His physiology also made him a natural farmer and horticulturist. Fins atop his head along his forearms, as well as the ganglia that hung from his jaw, made him highly attuned to even small changes in temperature and humidity. He predicted storms with unerring accuracy and knew precisely when to harvest. Kerin's human masters had no interest in his ideas and denied his talents. Rosin Scarhide put them to work as soon as he could, giving him an army of workers and lizardman aides who knew the Sorrow Lake's flora, fauna, and natural cycles best. Grateful, Kerin wasted no time creating agricultural systems which worked best with the abundant waters and insects of the Sorrow Lakes. He ordered the cultivation of numerous large hives of fog wasps, vine-dweller bees, and dozens of other pollinating insects. Land was reclaimed from odious dead bogs. Irrigation systems designed to feed and water fields of wild rice, taro, and cranberries, as well as bulrushes and reeds for thatching and raft building, meandering across large landscapes following natural water flows. Every field was rotated according to a strict schedule for maximizing crop yields and maintaining soil nutrients. Kerin considered nature in every element of his work, building grass bridges across new waterways so as to allow animals to travel to their instinctual breeding and feeding grounds. In a few short years, Kerin was one of Rosin Scarhide's most important advisors and a hero to the booming population of the City of Dreams. Each season, he built upon his successes, breeding new varieties of fruits, vegetables, and grains that could better endure natural disasters and resist ravenous acid slugs and sap leeches. Kerin also tended his population of pollinators, developing new species with greater traveling ranges and immunity to diseases. One of Kerin's greatest successes was the growing of what he simply called hive flowers. Tall, strong-stemmed, and broad, they were planted across fields in the thousands. Their roots grew deep in the mud, helping maintain irrigation works and preventing flooding. They housed hundreds of pollinating insects throughout the year and attracted more from further afield. Lastly, though they could extend a large root system, they didn't need one to survive. Merely placing the stem on the ground was enough for them to draw sustenance from it, and so Kerin carried one as a staff and symbol of his office and beliefs. Hive flowers were bountiful, strong, and offered shelter, just like the City of Dreams itself. When the Galen Warclave was founded, decades after City of Dreams, Kerin was vehemently opposed to it. He hated the sacred order in the kingdom of Karok, but the Sorrow Lakes was peaceful and prosperous. There was no need for war. He pleaded with Rosin Scarhide, who agreed with him, to prevent a conflict, but the tide of the times was against them. Kerin could create a paradise out of a bog, but he could not sway the thirst for vengeance. Powerless to prevent the Gallon-Pack's attack against Anhalt, he decided he must contribute as much as possible. Every grain of rice can make the difference between life and death for his people. If the Galapact was going to go to war, he wanted it to win. Defeat would be disastrous, and the Talarian League's retaliation would surely be grievous. Kerin's efforts ultimately proved fruitless. The Galapact army was defeated at Enhel. When Silver the Drakes besieged the City of Dreams year after the Gala War began, Kerin was far away, tending his fields. The Arbiter came to him then, offering him a place in the Shard, but he refused. He instead went to the city. On his travels, he had to evade marauding Frostheimers and Sacred Order purge squads who were burning his high flowers and filling in his canals. Tears streamed down his face as he watched the City of Dreams be stormed and burned. Today, virtually nothing remains of Kerin the Harvester's great works. The species of plant and insect he breed are mostly extinct. To the naked eye, nothing remains of the canals, drainage, ditches, and irrigation systems, all of which are overgrown, reclaimed by the Sorrow Lakes. Guys, this story took quite a bit of a sad turn, but what I do like about this story is that we look at a different picture of the wars and the battles that had happened, right? Here we have someone not necessarily participating in the battles per se, but kind of like, and the backlines, sometimes we forget about those. Like we'll read stories about like the healers and the medics. And so we have this one here who was providing basically like sustenance and nutrition and then trying to basically grow a good thing, which unfortunately failed and was destroyed because of war and battle. So it ends up being a bit of a sad story, but does explain where this comes from. And I'd love to know what you guys think for the lore story for Kerin the Harvester. Drop me a comment down below, and thanks for watching.